Good morning and welcome to the 8:15 daily operations weather brief. This morning we are seeing some clearing conditions that are filtering into the local area after last night's frontal passage, in which that did bring some rain and gusty conditions to some areas local to Wallops, and those occasional gusts are continuing to linger around through the earlier portions of today. And we do anticipate those winds to fluctuate at times to be just shy of wind advisory criteria, possibly necessitating an issuance of one later on in the day. However, guidance shows that we will be right in the ballpark, so that we will have to see how that plays out. And with that being said, we do anticipate those winds to slowly and continually start dropping off as we move into the later afternoon. And our rain chances for today do look to remain low as well, with our temperatures peaking in the mid 60s and mostly clear skies once this early morning cloud cover dissipates a bit more. Now, looking at this morning's surface analysis here, we can see that that surface cold front from last night has since cleared the area, and we do see some post-frontal showers, although they look to remain just north of our area, more so in Maryland and into New Jersey. And behind this front, we are seeing some much lower humidity values, and that is going to allow for those clearing skies today and through the overnight hours, in which will set us up for some radiational cooling in the overnight hours, in which we can see temperatures drop a few degrees cooler than what we would typically anticipate. So for tonight, a low around 50 can be anticipated, especially as we see that high pressure that is currently in the southeast move overhead. Now, Tuesday brings a brief warm-up as that high pressure moves offshore and begins funneling in a bit warmer air down from the south, and we will see a mostly dry front pass through, with winds shifting to that more southerly direction and our temperatures approaching the 70-degree mark, and once again our rain chances remaining limited. And then we move into Wednesday, in which those breezy conditions stick around once again, and we see temperatures in the mid 60s to low 70s under mostly sunny skies. And if you look to the north there, we will see a stacked low pressure system moving through the Great Lakes region. It is currently up in the northern plains, and that will move through the Great Lakes region and will bring some very low end chances of rain and some cooler lows for that Wednesday night. Now, for our current observations here on the field, we do have a broken layer at 6,500 feet, and as mentioned earlier, continuing to clear out and dissipate and push further offshore. Our winds are out of the west at about 11 knots, and we have a temperature of 58 degrees with 74% humidity out there. Pulling up this morning's satellite imagery here, we can see quite easily, or quite clearly rather, where that front currently lies as it pushes further offshore, and behind we can see that early morning cloud cover progressively dissipating, with some clouds and some low-level fog continuing to hold on over the mountains running through Virginia there. But for our local area, we are anticipating this clearing trend to continue throughout the day. And then that leads us to the most recent model run. This is the HER on a 24-hour loop, and we can see that we remain largely dry. We are modeled to remain dry, that is, for the remainder of today, and we can see coming into screen right now, off to the left, of those chances of showers approaching from the west come tomorrow morning, but again, we do not anticipate seeing any of that activity. And that will bring us to the 24-hour outlook ahead. We are seeing some broken conditions here now, expected to turn into only a few clouds, if not totally clear skies, by the early afternoon. And those clear skies will continue through the evening and into the early morning hours of tomorrow. For our winds, we are anticipating west to west-northwest winds for a majority of the day today, in which those winds do look to remain just below advisory criteria, so a little bit of color on the board to indicate that risk. And then once we reach the midnight time frame, we'll start to see those winds die down a good bit and become more variable in speed and direction, but staying below 6 knots at that. And no real rain chances for today. Now for the days ahead, on Tuesday we can anticipate partly cloudy conditions and slightly breezy weather with a high of 69, so some color on the board for a possible wind advisory. And Tuesday night, partly to mostly cloudy conditions and a low of 57, with Wednesday looking to be partly cloudy, slightly breezy, and, as mentioned earlier, a slight chance of some rain moving through the local area with a high of 66. Now that is going to conclude the morning weather brief. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great day.